Excellent, excellent. So today's going to be a deck update day. We need to cast creatures and we need to kill creatures. So naturally, we're going to go to the Burninator herself, Rith, Liberated Primeval. You know how I like to do things. I like to go ahead and try playing out a few games before I do any sort of tweaks, any sort of adjustments, or anything like that. There's going to be some new cards that we want to keep an eye out for Aether Drift specifically. I've already added the Dragon Lords from Pioneer Master. Drift. Is there anything specifically that jumps out at me? Maybe, you know, there's a goblin that's dragon. I don't know that that's what I want to put into. Like, there was a Wrath. Not sure what sort of max speed cards we're going to be looking at. Not really seeing too much. We're going to see some stuff in the queue that's absolutely going to catch my eye, though. So there is that. There's like a card that I haven't got yet. Be something in multicolor? Well, we're playing primarily with dragons. It could just be... Oh, you know what? At the very least, it is going to be a dual land. Yeah, because we finally got the other half of the cycle. We do want to make sure we add this. Get my card in. Maybe we don't actually need to pump Purge. Pretty well set up. I think Shocks, Surveils, and Snowlands are about all you need in terms of dual lands if you focus on getting all your fetches. I think focus on those and craft your fetches, and that will be enough to serve you for quite a bit. We are still working on the great mono white deck search. I've been trying a lot of Giada, got a little bit of Phalia, some Brimaz. I'm kind of thinking about bringing Sarah back. Kellen, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Narset Transcendent's gonna be like the opposite of what we're looking for. I'm gonna play this out, but like, let the record show that this is not gonna be a kind matchup for us. Let's see. Like, we need to go like super aggressive here. Domri would be pretty great if we did that. Lifelink deals damage to a creature. This is target player planeswalker. Keep the 6. Put back. Probably the spit. Because we can use the Windswept Heath, grab a Surveil land. There's Prismatic Vista. Crack the Heath now. Make sure we grab... It's red-white? Probably red. Because then Vista can grab Forest. Vista grabs Forest. That's explicitly for Domri. That's going to be turn 3. I want to say yes. You know what? I will take a 4th. Alright, so we just go ahead. Play our Mountain Pass. Because now we can go ahead, we can hold a Boros Charm, we have Wear and Tear ready. And the opponent is going to play Drago. They're going to play Drago. We want to try and avoid playing Domri into Drago. We have a very reactive hand, too. We're not good. Oh, Chandra, I would love to be able to get up to you. Prismatic Vista pass. This is bad. Like, yep. Oh, okay. Yep. Narsa, if you're not familiar, look at the top card and adds a non-creature non-land to your hand. And then whenever you cast instants and sorceries, you get to just... You get to just, like, rebound again for free. So they'll cast Narset. If Narset's on board, then they can -2. Cast a Wrath. Let's go ahead and crack the Verdant Catacombs. If they Tails End it, we can cast Domri and we're fine. Let's get our commercial district. You know what? I'm gonna keep that mountain on top because that's one more land to help us cast Chandra next turn. And like, you know, we're not making them burn through counter magic. That's bad. I want here. I want a forest, right? But like, they can't really interact with Chandra in a meaningful way. Hey, command tower. Like, we go ahead, we play the Chandra. It's simple, Batman. We play the Chandra. Yep, and then we just plus, and now that's a lot of... That's at least a win cut on them.
No pressure.
Yep, okay. So they go ahead, they play Solitude. Solitude bursts into Chandra. Now we have removal for Solitude. This is a sorcery? Yep, there's Narset.
If you wish to surrender now,
She grabs Prismatic Ending. Exile target non-land permanent if its mana value is less than or equal. If its mana value is less than or equal to the number. Okay, so Chandra's pretty safe. We can hold on to Iganjo, right?
hope it's not too
Yeah, we can hold on to Iganjo. I would love to play Domri. So then what? I can Mevit's Enthusiasm. Narset's kind of a problem, right? Right. Narset's a problem because if she gets the 9, we just like straight up can't cast any of our non-creature spells. Let's go ahead and deal with the Solitude now because Chandra is at least a win condition against Narset that can get through all of the... Get through the alt. Opponent has to decide whether they want to go for this Enthusiasm right now or not. Hey! Francois is here! What is up, buddy? Hey there, folks. You're catching us in a classic model color matchup. How do we want to do this? I am going to... I don't want to cast my Domri here. Let's go ahead, play the... You know what? Let's go ahead and offer up our commander's bait. You finally finished BG1. Nice. You know what? Hand. You're done with BG1. That's so good, buddy. Maybe someday we'll have we'll be able to have that BG3 collab. Ah, okay. So they're gonna dig through time, cast Narset. They need to find something to deal with this Chandra, because if we can get like up to 3 points of damage a turn, that's an 8-turn clock at least. I'm also going to be looking at potentially. Oh wait, let's see. It's 5. Okay, 5. Is that enough for me to potentially go Domri into Rith? Okay, so let's start making them actually try and deal with this. Here's Rith. They go ahead, they counter. Now we 4 damage to Narset. Now Narset can't just like rebound a Time Warp. We don't need to those. Rith, ya girl! I love Rith Liberated Primeval. This is a really good retrain of just a great card. Notably, they don't have any creatures out yet. If Chandra can survive like one more turn, we have a real shot at getting her across that finish line. Ah, that solved the equation. Ah, never mind. Oh, there goes Chandra. And there's Teferi. New Rith? I mean, new-ish. She came out like a couple years ago in Dominaria. Okay. This is going to be like really hard for us to get through. I want to rock. Oh, God. It's so hard not. I can do it this for I could do Draconic Debut, burn for 3. Then what? If I can just resolve this Domri. I've got it aim it at Narset. And then it's 4 mana. 4 mana, we can go ahead and play Domri into that. Yep. Alright, let's just go ahead and jam Domri. If Domri gets countered, then I can okay, yep, they're just gonna keep digging. Alright, yep, we're done. There was no way we were going to be able to beat our Narset deck with the mulligans we found. Like, we had a chance with the Chandra, but if Narset's able to stick around, then they just dig for the time warps. They can rebound the time warps, and I am here to clear dailies, and I am not going to get my dailies done against a blue-white control deck. Like, this deck is very specifically a deck meant to prey upon creature decks. And unless we could find, like, a Cavern Souls or something, like, if we gotten the Domri to resolve, we would have had a chance. How much do I like this? Fury in hand. Carnelian Orb Magda's kind of interesting here with Cosmic Hunger. Opponents on the play. We're kind of missing our third here. Fury, Gadrick. It's tempting with the Fury. I don't think this is good. This is good enough. Okay, we can work with this. Lead off with the Meadow. Go into Temple Garden. Into the north. Get a land. Arcane Signet. Hold up. Get lost. And then hopefully draw something that we can pitch to Fury. We've got Arena of Glory to give Rith haste. And then this is a don't spell me, bro. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So we need what? Red, green, I want to say. We've got Misty Rainforest that always fetches green. Yeah, we already have the other red. With this deck specifically, we want to make sure that we are heavy red. Almost everything in here is based off of going with mountains. Spelunking is a really good. Let's see, this hits enchantments, right? Yeah, it does hit enchantments. All right, so go ahead, drop the mountain. Here's Arcane Signet. Pass the turn, and if they try and do any sort of like big rampy spell, that's when we're gonna want to make sure that we hit the Spelunking. Otherwise, it goes at Omnath. We can kind of hit Omnath with the Fury next turn. Fury hits for 4. It's only a big problem if they're able to successfully play Omnath and then chain that into 2 land drops. It's a big problem if like they specifically have a fetch land, right? Because then Omnath goes up to 5. No, they're gonna go land first. Spring Bloom Druid. Okay. Now we hit the Spelunking. Because if the Spring Bloom Druid comes down, it sacrifices their Soaring City. They get to grab 2 more lands. They come into play untapped. And that's a really huge tempo advantage for them. Now, at least we have the option of going play Rith into, say, Arena of Glory and start swinging in. Okay, they're just going to Growth Spiral. That is fine by me. They can get back Stubborn now, I guess. Maybe they just want to get the Growth Spiral. Yeah, they want Stubborn now. Oh, but they chose not to. Okay. Unable to scream, enchanted creature loses all abilities and becomes a toy? No, they're gonna shuffle it away. I guess that makes sense. They've decided to ramp incredibly hard here. So let's go ahead. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about what they have. I guess a Vorinclex would be really good. I can't deal with anything like that. A Shia is... Is Omnath going to trigger off of itself? Yes, it is. Yep. Alright. Well, that happened. So we got... What is this? This is 6 damage to any target. A Shia is 11 damage. Can't deal with that. There's something to be said about playing out the fetch land in this scenario. Okay, they get a redraw off the Omnath. I'm trying to think here. If they just swing out with a Shia and play Omnath, that's not really an issue. It's much more of an issue if they just have a time warp. We have to block. Oh, wait. They just have the Omniscience. Alright. Well... Creature spells you control can't be countered. I think we're just kind of like trying to go for the Hail Mary here, because if they get Omnath down... Ooh. 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7. We are 1 away. Okay. So, like, there's a good chance that this won't even resolve. But it does shut up fetch lands, and that's actually super important. What is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I could shoot a Shia. I could shoot a Shia, and that'd be, you know, perfectly cromulent. But at this point, now we just have to hope that they whiff. We could literally just be like 1 short. Yep. If they keep drawing creatures, they can just keep chaining together cards. We have like Rith of the Wild, we have Arena of Glory, that's land drop for turn, okay. It doesn't even matter how much mana I have, they just need to top deck into more creature. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so they're taking a redraw off that. They're digging. Oh, wait, we have 18 health. If they have any way to get, like, 1 more... Okay, you know what? That's GG's. Yeah, Omnath puts 2 more on Ashaya, and that's death. Alright. It is what it is. Maybe I should have shot the Ashaya. If I think about it that way, shutting down their draws. Maybe that was the best option. Bristly Bill, okay. Might have a little bit of an easier time against this one. Let's see, Delighted Halfling. We're on the draw. Delighted Halfling is going to probably be a little too slow here. There's Terror of the Peaks and Jade Orb, though. I think if we resolve the Peaks, we're pretty good here. This is going to be a little tricky. Because with a big green stompy deck, you usually want to preserve a little bit of your life total. But this gives us some flexibility with playing Arctic Tree Line. Is that a basking brood scale? Whenever one or more counters are put on this, you make an Eldrazi token with this token. Okay, that's not the infinite combo. Yeah, because Bristly Bill puts a counter on this. They make a token. That should be fine, right? You could play Gadrick and have, like, a blocker, but I want to ramp up this Jade Orb like ASAP. Just go ahead, grab Forest, put out Orb, then get the Terror of the Peaks online. Because Basking Brood Scale is an incredibly rude card that combos with Rosie, specifically from the Lord of the Rings set. But, you know, they're playing mono white, so we don't have to... Absolutely a Terror of the Peak scenario. And now we just pray and hope. Pray and hope that that's enough. Like, now we can go ahead, play Rith. Rith comes down, 6 power. Spring Boom Druid. Well, we can kill Bill. Remember, Rith is going to give us a dragon if we kill something in access. But that is really, really big. They have 3 more mana. They can just make this guy absolutely chonkers. I mean, we can go ahead and shoot Bill. Whenever you cast a green creature, it gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Well, this is a 6/6 flyer. Can't get there. This is 5/5. That shoots the Brood Scale. We need to shoot the Brood Scale. That is just factually what we need to do. So if that's going to be the case, we can play the Dracossaur, kill the scale that way, have a good blocker set up. Actually, hold on. No, this is how we want to do it, because Rith is going to come in with a counter. That shoots the Brood Scale for 6. We make the dragon. That shoots Bill. And, like, we just, like, completely destroy them. Like, it's over. They're done. They're playing mono green, so they don't have a way to, like, interact with this board. Like, okay, congratulations. You made your Spring Bloom Druid a 3/3. I have dragons. Like, there we go. Okay, that got scary, though. Anytime that you find one of these scaling creatures, it's actually really scary. The Hardened Scales deck, I live in fear of it every day for the rest of my life. Oh wait, hold on, I got Orb. I'm almost done getting the sleeves. There we go. Porky sleeves. Porky sleeves, crack the pack. One of these days, I'm actually going to decide to edge my audience and wait until the end of the stream to redeem the packs. You're going to see that little pack icon, and you're going to be like, oh, I wonder what she got. I wonder what she got. I wonder what she got. I'm just going to be like, ah, not yet. Not yet. You must learn to wait. Patience, my Padawan. Meanwhile, I'm secretly looking at the pack. I'm sniffing it. I'm licking the wrapper. I'm being like, the ink on this is actually like 3 milligrams heavier than the other packs. I think this might have been a misprint. Rankle Pitiless Trickster. Lifelink and Haste. Lifelink and Haste as long as an opponent controls no creatures. When Rankle enters, pay 1 life. Each player discards a card, sacks a creature. Whenever player discards, perpetually gets 1. If we can get this Carburetti Revels resolved, we're in good business. We've got plenty of removal. We got Get Lost. We have Brotherhood's End. And I don't think Boots are going to get it done here. It's tempting to want to just, like, drop the Dragonlord Jamoke. I think we end up dropping Wear and Tear if we have the discard. Tenacious underdog. Bold. I like it. Drop the bird. Bird does just kind of get eaten by Rankle, though. I guess I kind of play the bird for no reason. I could have just discarded the bird. Yeah, because... yeah... No, they're actually going to play Last Hope.
When I
Okay, you know what?
You're telling me what you
I'll take
know
that.
about the Raven.
Aw, soon you'll be left with
Lily
nothing.
does cause issues long term. But now that we've got Copper Ready Revels out, I don't think we have to worry. This is 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. That's some pretty good value. Yeah, they go ahead, they play Rankle. We lose Wear and Tear. We start playing creatures? The Tenacious Underdog. Just like, the opponent is really trying to slow roll us here. Alright. Hey, you know what? Turnabout's fair play.
At any time.
Unfortunately, does not make our red... well, it makes our red spells cast, so we can get rid of that Paleontar. We'll just go ahead and let him draw an extra card then? Yeah, we'll let him draw the extra card. Because in a match up like this, with the Tenacious Underdog pounding us down, we want to just, like, hold as much as we can. Both on top, you can go ahead and draw a card. Commercial District, that's what you'll see. Obliterating Bolt. That would be really good for Lily this next turn. And it also means that Brotherhood End is pretty nice. Alright. So it slows down the Tenacious Dog. Lily goes up to 3. We bolt her next turn. You can also play the Anarchomancer. The Orb is a problem kind of long term. I'm still kind of fine discarding the Wear and Tear for it. We hit one more land, we can go ahead and cast Rith. Then we just outvalue them that way. Notably, Cabal Stronghold is not a great land. It's for each basic swamp you control. Low Strider. Okay, you know what? Understandable. I think I get that. Yeah, scenario like this. Bolt, player Goblin. Perfect. Alright, goodbye, Lily. There's literally nothing Mono Black can do to save her. And then with the Rebels out, we're going to have a lot of freedom to play around Rankle. Thinking haste. Ooh, Pilgrim. So, like, we've got, like, 2 mana dorks kind of no matter what now? Oh, if I could just get Dragonlord Jamoka down. That would be so much aces. Although, I guess playing Rith is versus better. Yep, okay. Sacrifice the Anarchomancer, because the Pilgrim is, like, actually mana. Unless this is, you know, the time that they want to go ahead and play Rankle. They'll probably play Rankle, right? Yeah, this is where they play Rankle. And... oh, maybe we actually get rid of the Get Lost. Because then we can go ahead and play get rid of the Ornithark. Yeah, I think we actually get rid of the Get Lost. Each player discards a card, sacks a creature. Yeah, like, Rankle is a problem long term. Oh, they got rid of their Xander's Way. Yep, that's a 3/3. And then they get to draw an extra card. Like, we draw any untapped land, we still get to play Rith. We just get to, like, start going through. They played both Gatekeeper and Rankle. Hey, go ahead and take your card, buddy. That is... it's 4 damage to any single... and it's 4 damage to any single target. And it's 4 damage to any single target. I mean, we're currently looking down the barrel at 6, 7, 8 damage. That puts us down to 5. Puts us down to 2 with Tenacious Underdog. Really don't want him to, like, get to play ring. Yep, so let's put his opponent in the graveyard. As much as I don't like it, we have to preserve our life total. Rankle gets around Rith. So that this draws him a card. Guess the answer is actually to go ahead and hit the Ghost Strider. Like, I don't want them just, like, getting all that for free, you know? Alright, we're at 5. Like, we do still just, like, die. I'd love to get, like, Dragon Lord Jamoka down. Then that's contingent on them having... Yeah, they get the redraw on that, too. Alright, well, we hit our land. We can't actually cast Jamoka, so hopefully this is, you know, more of a card. Rith isn't nothing, but they have enough mana to get around her ward ability. I just need to live through the turn cycle and draw yet a... Well, the Fanatic of Ronus is also a problem. Oh, never mind. There goes Jamoka. He was our only light here. And, like, that's assuming that they didn't have, like, any sort of removal in place. Oh, now Rankle's a 4/3, and if they make us discard again, then it trades with Rith. This is what we call a difficult situation. Okay, so what do they have? Do they have, like, a Murderous Cut? Do they just have, like... No. Make us discard another card. Oh, it actually just is Murderous Cut. Okay, yeah. So... Yeah, that'll do it. That was rough. The Copper Ready Raffles was a really strong reason to hold on to the hand. Maybe it would have been correct to actually just dig a little deeper. Nico Bolas, God Pharaoh. Alright, so it's either Grixis Control or Crime Steal Dot. Ronus into the north with some amount of removal. Not bad. Don't know that I would call that great, but it's not bad. Let's see, what would I prefer to do here? What I want to do... Play into the north, because that requires very specifically counter magic. Alright, so they don't have anything for into the... Make sure we grab another green source. Now we can go ahead and play Ronus and potentially... What are you? 7... One more Snowland and Frostbite gets turned on. We're not in a good spot. Oh, hey, it's Nikki B. We have to discard a card. I don't think the Frostbite's gonna matter. And if it does, well then, like, hey, you know what? I will take that L. Here's another thing. So we're gonna be at 5 mana, kind of regardless here, right? Ronus taps for 4. Alright. Okay, you know what? If they go ahead and they want to play Bolas onto this board, then, like, we've got to get lost here for it. Yep, okay. They can now choose to cast a card from our deck. 2 cards from their hand. Alright, well, we'll lose Storm's Wrath and Snow-Covered Plains. And you know what? I am okay. That is what it is, and oh, baby. Oh, God, I want to do this so bad. Like, that's actually a pretty big setback for a guy like them. They do get the untap. Oh, they have Tasha. Now it's relevant. Alright. You know what? Whenever a creature attacks you or Tasha. Alright, so there's like just like no reason for me to attack with Ronus, understood? I can attack with Rith. Tasha is just like a really obnoxious control card to try and play around. Alright, Crabomination's gonna hit the card off my deck. It's gonna hit a card from my graveyard. It hit 2 removal spells, including the Mephit's Enthusiasm I would have loved to have had against Tasha. Well, if that don't just be the way. And she's gonna take my card. She's gonna take my card, chat. Just thinking about it. If they take the Fanatic, though, they do lose Tasha. And I think Tasha's actually probably their strongest defense right now. Okay, yeah, they are going to tick her up.
Keep your distance,
okay.
mortal.
Go combat. Swing at Tasha. Yep. That's fine. We don't care about that. Internalize, get our 4/4. Tasha can still tick up. It still deals with her eventually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more, and they can play Bolas. This is the real cards here. Yep. Alright, Tasha's gone. That's fine. Go ahead, pass the turn, leave up this Grazer to make Bolas think that we have something juicy. Yep, because here comes Bolas. Nope, they're just gonna exile, get our Guardian Project. Ugh, can we not, please? And like with the Guardian Project, yeah, they just like start drawing all the cards. Hit our Arcane Signet. I mean, I'll take the Arcane Signet. Every dead, the Guardian Project would have been so good. It do just be kind of how RNG is, though. Ah, I see. Okay. So this game's lost. Because I don't think there's anything that we draw that actually beats that. GG. Wow. We are struggling today. We're getting matched up against a lot of good control decks. And we are not meant to play against control. But now we have to actually, like, consider retooling control. So I think one more, and we'll get the deck an update. Oh, we're up against Veteran Brawler. I've actually been taking it easy. These, where's Wrath? This is awfully tempting. This is a slow hit, though. Bray has a slow deck. On the play. So it's like... I mean, you play through the format that you have, right? Like, this is just how it is. Let's see. I would love to play the Cornelian Orb first. And I might end up doing that anyway, even though it does give him a redraw of Esper Sentinel. Because then we can play Storm's Wrath. Painterback Assembler, you say? Okay. Assembler's pretty good. Yep, they go ahead, they get their draw. And pass turn there. We also have the option of being able to cast Rith and then Evoking Fury. Do I want to pitch? No, I don't want to pitch a Storm's Wrath. Or an Incinerator. It might be Bone Horde, but Bone Horde is also a gas. If I have to pitch anything, I could potentially just hardcast Fury. So, like, the Handerback Walker is a problem long term. The Assembler actually just gives us a ton of cards. Ooh, our Snowlands come to play tapped. That's funny. Non-creature spells we cast. Boom. All right. Oh, that makes the Storm's Wrath cost more. Okay. Okay, smart guy. I see what you're doing there. You gave your end step, put a counter on each creature and or vehicle you control. That's gonna go way too fast. So what do we want to do? We could cast Gwenna. Cast creature spells or activate sources of creatures you control. We still kind of need to pitch the Fury. So let's go ahead, give up the Incinerator here. And we'll go ahead and hit Raiden and Esper Sentinel specifically. And then they do kind of... I am a little worried about them hitting max speed, but they're going to get that anyway if the Assembler... maybe I should have hit the Walker, then I could have played the Storm's Wrath. What cool? What I could have, should have. If nothing else, we can go ahead and play Rith. The Assembler is a problem long term. Oh, that's a synthesizer. That is an that's a huge problem long term. Especially since they are going to be at max speed. Getting your end step. That makes a couple of small Thopters. The small Thopters start getting even larger. Now I wish I had my Incinerator to start dealing with them a little more frequently. You know what? Starcon Fire. You make mana. You make 2 mana, in fact. So... let's start racing. If we can start getting pressure on before Brea gets online, I think we're okay. Right now, they're currently missing the red for her, but they're going to want to play her like ASAP. Storm's Wrath is good because Rith can survive it. And then that'll start making tokens. And then we can start parlaying that into other spells and effects. Opters you control get too low. They're already at max speed. We just like keep them from getting Unga Bunga creatures. So much the better. That is a 4/4. Effectively a 4/4. I am just going to lose the life here. With Rith out, I don't think we have to worry too much about this or that. Getting the Dracossaur out. Defense. It's 2? Yeah, that's fine by me. Okay. I have to be careful. If I do this and then the Thopters break, then we can trade with Rith potentially. Oh wait, no! God damn it! I didn't think about that. Shit. Okay, you know what? GG's. I fucked up. I forgot to put the... I did not do math. I didn't do math. Okay, that was a really poor showing. Went to that one hard, but hey, you know what? It's fine. At least we got like one of our dailies done. All right, let's try and like figure out what we want here. Some more stuff. Okay, so what's the main thing that we're having issues with? It's just control, right? Already running. Yeah, we're already running Caverns of Souls. We're already running Light of Halfling. And we're also already running Domri and Rith in the Wild. So there's really not a lot we can do about that specifically. Let's see, we can try seeing if there's a way to make the deck a little bit faster. But this might just be... Honestly, we're not mulliganing correctly. Just have to... And we're just dealing with the variance of getting some awkward hands too. Frostbite is fine. My play hasn't exactly been the tightest in first place. Scourge of Valk is fine. Wasn't there like... I thought there was some other good stuff in Pioneer Masters that... Saying. Maybe I'm just grazing. Change of the Rock. Enchanted Mountain exiles a creature until it leads play. That's potentially an option. But we're also trying to win through damage. Or rather, we want to make sure that our primary form of damage is burn. Make sure that we're reserving our exile specifically for bigger creatures that are harder to remove. Yeah, if I just like resequence that Fury, I would have gone Fury, hit the Handerback Walker, it makes the Thopter, then we can go ahead, burn down the house. That gets rid of the Esper Sentinel and the Thopter. They're not at max speed, so they can't start just like pumping up their team. Say Levy. What else do we have in terms of option? I don't think it's Wild Slash. We already had the Mizzy Mortar in there. I was pretty happy with what... Oh, right, the Stormbreath Dragon. We have Stormbreath through Dragon now. Outpost Siege, not bad. Sylvan Caryatid is also another option for Mana Dorks. Put that one to the side. That does... the hexproof is relevant. Like, that's not enough. Wait, hold on. What else? I just put something else in here. What was it? What was it? I'm losing my mind. What was the thing I literally just shoved in here? Oh, right. Stormbreath Dragon. Okay. Going crazy. I'm thinking like, oh, it's got to be a low mana value card because we were just looking at the low mana value cards. No, motherfucker, you just finished looking at the high mana value green cards. Exquisite Firecraft makes it so that way it can't be countered. Is that better than a card that's like casually 1 mana 4 damage to any target? It might also not be. Let's see, we're just looking at the green cards, continuing on that trend. Where this creature's out damage make that many. Destructive Referee, I don't think we said that was good enough. We have Wear and Tear. Okay. I think we already fleeced Pioneer Masters for pretty much all it was worth. Take a look at the alchemy stuff real quick. There's that Handerback Assembly. That's honestly pretty wild. That's a card I'm going to need to make sure I put into my own Brea deck. Goblin Crash Pilot. Smog Smasher. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. This is make a food, make a token. This is like make 3 artifacts all in one. Masterpiece. Nah, this isn't an Drift Alchemy deck. It might actually just be like nothing in alchemy specifically that we're looking at. There might, you could make a case for some of the red vehicles, perhaps. Let's see it. That is to say, I don't think that's. So, I took a cursory look like at the start of the stream. Yeah, this just isn't the. Yeah. When a player casts a spell, if it's a turn, do damage to each creature with cycling. Like, maybe it's the Boommobile, but I don't think you try and cut out stuff in here just to make Boommobile work. Protection from Wine and the Stormbreath Dragon is actually pretty relevant. District Mascot. We're not really looking at any of the creatures here. We're just checking to see like if there are any cool enchantments or spells that help us out. See, here's the thing. Ovia is great because she cheats a lot of things into play. But also, we don't really want to trample per se because we actually want to make lots of dragons by just hitting them. Trample and indestructible just for cycling? That's kind of something. Creatures you control have base power and toughness 6/6 and are oozes in addition to their types. See, Thunder's Philosophy could be something. Because it just makes everything chonky huge. Makes them need to block. But everything is already needed to block because they're literally dragons. Yeah, I just don't think there's anything here for us. Vehicle creatures you control the chosen creature type in addition to their types, and they come to play with a counter. It's really not here. Yeah. Like, sometimes you just, like, get sets like that, and hey, you know what? That's fine. We want to work in a dragon, and we want to work in a hexproof mana dork. Ronus is fine. Scrap Culture you have in here for casual. Graveyard Hate. Magda makes treasures whenever we commit crimes, and then it's pay 3 sacked. Make a 4/4 token. Honestly, get Magda out, put in the Caryatid. Magda needs a little more help. Fireblood. Fire. I'm gonna pull any of the room. Scourge of Valkis is like theoretically good. I think I'd rather just have the Stormbreath. Yeah, I don't know that there's really a whole lot you can do. I can check my other green deck though, because I just crafted a bunch of stuff for this last season. Dallions, we're not gonna get a whole lot of good out of that. Archer Charm's a little too heavy on the green for us. Yeah, no, I see. I mean, maybe we can like put in the one ring just to like get some extra draw. That honestly might be what we need to do. I think Guardian Project works just fine. Just like checking our notes, see if everything's good. Aren't we already kind of running like Minskaboo? Like, isn't that a thing that we're already kind of signed up for? Like, you know, hey, I saw this really great video by this great YouTuber. I should go subscribe to them, and like, you know, you find out that you're already subscribed, except it's the reverse of that. Yeah, you know what? There's no Minskaboo. I don't think there's anything that we could necessarily want to pull out for the min. Maybe we just need to mulligan better. That is a thing that's been known to happen. Tiny Bones. And everyone is out here rocking their best avatars. Which tiny bones are? Whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from the graveyard with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you can play cards you don't own with stash counters from exile. Pay 4 mana. And it's boltable. It's very, very boltable. See, we could play the Light Halfling. Potentially into Godric. Did they kill that Light Halfling? They have to if they want to. Otherwise, they play like really slow. This is like, strictly speaking, a better hand. It's got like plenty of removal, but if they go like turn 1 Thoughtseize. They in fact do not go turn 1 Thoughtseize. Okay, they're gonna go Iron Crag instead. How do I feel about this? I think since they only have colorless open, I'm gonna go ahead, play this fearsome weapon, start making my Dragon Cheever. Oh wait, hold on. Each dragon in your hand perpetually gets -1? Alright. In this class, enters each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land card. They discard a Get lost. Let's go ahead and drop the Obliterating Bolt. Okay. Alright, go ahead. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Do I want that? I don't think I do. This is whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it, right? This has flash. This means that they can't just like recast and do stuff. Well, they can Obliterating Bolt or Fearsome Will. And then they're gonna Thoughtseize us now. Here's a shove. They can go ahead, eat the Get Lost. There's the Bandit. We can't take out the Bandit's talent. Oh, they can't cast it if they don't have it. Well, now we can just get to like play a dragon next turn. We're checking the Glorybringer so the Glorybringer doesn't just like snipe Tiny Bones. Choose if they lost life this turn, they reveal the hand. You choose an online card, otherwise discard a card. I mean, like, I'm kind of losing cards no matter what. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand. They lose 2 life. I kind of have to trust that this is not going to be what? A duress effect. Like if it's just a straight up mind rot, then I lose my land. I would love to be able to play Rith this turn. Rave Pact is a problem. Alright, well. Yeah, Thoughtstalker comes in. Lose life. Go ahead. Cash this in and grab our red-white Surveil land. Bird of Paradise. I think I'm fine with drawing the Bird of Paradise because I'm not going to be able to play it. Okay, so they've got 6 life left. They do have a Grave Pact out. That only really helps if they have like anything to sacrifice. Lose the Whelp. Potentially lose the Storm Breath. This deals damage. Oh, yo, they're bolting themselves off the Avarice. Nope, okay, there we go. Did they draw the Thoughtseize later on? I feel like you want to play at least one Thoughtseize effect first, make sure that the coast is clear for Tiny Bones, and try not to get too greedy. Apparently, if Tiny Bones isn't out, they don't get the cast thing they have. Okay, so like the upside is we have successfully killed creatures. We have successfully killed Sen. But now we still have to like cast a ton of creatures. And hey, you know what? I've got another hour here. Guide Light. This is a card I've seen a couple of times. Not a hand that you want for that matchup though. A Braid, Rip with Incinerate, potentially an Elspeth Conquers Death. I think I'm about that. I'm just gonna go first. Guide Light comes down, turn 2. Yeah. We want to crack the Bloodstained Mire like Oh, okay, so they do have the hope of gear power. So they're going to be able to get the engines going kind of no matter what. So this is what... Can't cast non-creature spells. Target player who has dealt combat damage this turn can't cast none. Until your next turn. Okay. Let's go ahead and crack this now. Let's grab commercial districts so we have our green. Boros Charm. Target player play. Maybe the Boros Charm is actually expendable. Maybe it's significantly more expendable than what we thought. But like, here's the crazy thing, right? It is actually insane that the Guide Light here can actually get around some stuff. Let's go ahead and apparently cast as a Braid because I'm just messing up. It's fine. It would have been correct to go ahead and hold up the Rip part, but I went and played the Rip first. Artificer's Esper Sentinel. Okay, well now we're just going to go ahead and shock in the Foundry so we can avoid them drawing a card. Next turn, they do get to recast Medic. Then... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give them the redraw. Because if I can take out this Gear Pour right now, then I can make sure I remove this card for next turn. And that's actually really important. We'll still have Elspeth Conquers Death. We'll still have Incinerator of the Guilty coming up. We can get Rith down. I think we're a-okay. Not really sure in terms of like removal what these types of decks are going on. I would assume it's something like a Glass Casket. There's definitely going to be at least Uno Swords to Plowshares. Portable Hole to get rid of Arcane Signet. Okay, that's definitely along the lines of what I assumed that they would be running. So we lose the Signet. We take 2. They're at max speed already. Emery. Well, you hate to see that. Well, interesting. Okay, Filigree. And then Hope. Let's go ahead. This has to grab Basic Forest. I'm going to take a shot on the Emery now. Okay, we successfully got rid of the Emery. Good job. Now we can go ahead and crack the foot of the hills for Elspeth. Stop. That doesn't stop the Medicant. I guess we're holding the Elspeth Conquers Death very specifically in case they try and play a synthesizer. Because, like, This thing's too big too small for Conqueror's Death to deal. Oh, but not too big for you. Oh god. I want to grab the dual lance so we can deal with Medicant. I want to be able to cast Rith. I think I have to bite the bullet on tempo. Autopay, yep. Like, just don't let them have the commander, and the max speed doesn't mean anything. Like, that was actually a really big tempo hit, but it has the highest upside of, like, just working out. The Raceway is probably one of the max speed cards. It does just tap for 2 mana. They like their card. They leave it on top. I can cast the Pilgrim. Is that better or worse? Then Etiquette goes off. Alright. Attempt to cast Rith. Rith resolves. We don't get to grab our Spitfire back. Alright. So what is this? Collector's Cage. Puts a counter on target creature. Then if you control 3 or more different powers, you can play the Hideaway card. So they get 2 Hideaway effects. Very potentially a... Let's see, that's good for Time Warp. That's good for Omniscience. They're trying to go like full combo. They could be being Paradox Engine for this. And both of those continue to dodge the Elspeth Conquers Death. Medicant being 5/3 is a problem. Like Guidelight actually just like punches really hard right now. At least for a third of my life total. And I can't keep up with it. I'm gonna take the hit here. I am not the beatdown. But I'm also not blocking Guidelight. Oh, which I wish. Conqueror's Death does not hit any of this. Oh god. How do I guess we're just playing Elspeth. And then potentially trading with Guidelight. Potentially trade with Guidelight. Hope that we can bring Rith back on the next turn. This is a bad situation to be in. How did we get here? Oh, there's the synth. All right. There's the exact synthesizer that I was like, we got to make sure we play around them having that. Did you know that dental insurance in Canada is bullshit? Very specifically here in British Columbia. Unless you get it through your employer, you have to get private insurance. And if you're not getting it through if you have to get it through private insurance, you're paying $80 a month for something that only covers $500 your first year. No, not even 500. It's like 400. CAD. I was going first. It's Helga. Our removal is like slow AF. Please surveil me to something that can actually... Yeah, that's pretty good. Now we have options. Now we can play an Archomancer next turn and then have both Obliterating Bolt and Mortars ready for Helga. Helga the Skittish Seer, aka Chulayan Light, Chulayan that we have back at home. The dental industry is just like shit. But like, there is this at least. Well, now they can go ahead, play Helga. They want to tap out and play a small creature? Like, I'm cool with that if they want to. Oh, they have the Solitude to keep... to make it so that way we lose the Anarchomancer. Okay, that's some good sequencing there. I like that. And a Bird of Paradise so they can recast Helga next turn. No problem. Well, you're out of the picture. And hopefully we draw an untapped land so we can just go straight into Caryatid Mortars. But it's also not going to be the end of the world if we have to just take that turn off. I mean, like, I would like to be able to build up to an Overload Mortars here. But... at the beginning of each of your end step, if you gain life this turn, distribute that many counters among any number of other creatures. So, like, Missing Mortars no longer gets the job done. Helga is now, in fact, just too fucking big. Let's see, we are one away from being able to overload the mortars. What would I like to do? I would like to play this opportunistic dragon, take your stupid signet, lower your roll, because currently you add X power equal X mana where X is your power. That is not reasonable. We're honestly maybe even looking at like a farewell here. The Lathiel is like big. We could jam Rith, try and get through this. Rith can deal 5 damage and then with a mortars. Pray that that's enough. Alright, that's a prime time. That is like factually big, and it means that this Rith ends up doing nothing if we just end up casting the farewell. Which at this point I'm really considering it. But primetime by itself, we might be able to race. Primetime by itself, we can very much race. 9 damage on a time. And now they're currently looking at... oh, and they just have Fighting Rig, so they can go ahead, put the counter on primetime and cast their card immediately. And they just have the Vaultborn Tyrant! Alright, you know what? This is actually amazing value if we manage to get that top deck land for farewell. I mean, we're going to be putting ourselves behind a massive 8-ball to do that, but hey, you know what? This was not what I needed. That's rough, buddy. That's rough. Like, anytime you go up against a Helga deck, all you have to do is fucking kill Helga and, like, they don't do anything. But the second you just, you know, anytime you show her mercy, she stabs you in the back. Like, for such a multiple creature, you wouldn't think that she would cause so many problems. Speaking of bolts, up the Beanstalk. That's really important with Marchesa. We're up against Grixis control. There's going to be so many crimes here. We do get to go first. So let's lead off on Commercial District. See if we can dig for some land that comes into play tapped. I'm willing to take that. Drop the up the Beanstalk like immediately. Like that's just how we went the Time War. Alright, we get a redraw. We get to potentially play like untapped land. Oh, see, that's actually beautiful. You love to see that. Go ahead. Play out Absence Pilgrim. Now, your Surveil land, I don't think that... see, are we playing Bolt? I'm going to play out this fetch land. Because this fetch line represents potentially being able to play Rith, potentially being able to bolt if we need to. Oh, okay. Logum gets bounced. Scrabbling Claws. Yep, that is a powerful, powerful crime enabler. And let's see, we're going 4 mana next turn. So we don't really need... Oh, you know what? There was just never going to be an opportunity for that to be a thing. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and shock this for stomping. Like, I just don't trust you. Guardian Project. While you're tapped out, don't mind if I do. So now every time that we do get to resolve a creature, we get to trust... Draw 2 cards out of it? Yes, please. Alright, and there's the Scrabbling Claws. You know what? I'm kind of feeling like a little bit of a Storm's Wrath. Because now you do get a redraw out of it, but you're going to take... No. Okay. But you don't get the redraw. And honestly, that's pretty good for a gal like me. You want lands. You just want lands like non-stop in a matchup like this, especially when you have both of your draw conditions. Because now we can go ahead, we can play Rith. It doesn't even matter. We're going to get a double redraw off of that. Power Word killed does nothing here for them, unfortunately. Just exile a card of our choice. Alright, hey, you know what? I can respect that. This is actually going to be... Now we go ahead. We get 2 free draws off this. That's a great turn. We drew 3 cards off that. Meanwhile, the opponent has, like, they got their Scrabbling Claws. Oh, they have House Meld. Honestly, unfortunate. You hate to see something like that. Because now they have an enchantment. I mean, we've got Obliterating Bolt, so, like, who's the real winner here? The Seiju. Okay, so... Hercule's Prodigy, pay 2, can't be blocked, perpetually gets 2-0. That is a real win condition. So what I'm going to do here... We're going to go ahead, cast Chandra, minus Chandra.
Let's do this.
Also, like, Rith is actually... Oh, God. Letting them have Rith is actually a problem. Yeah. That. Yep, okay. And then... And then we can't actually target Rith with anything. So let's just go ahead and ramp here. Ramp there, plus Chandra. Get, take Rith back. There's a Fury. You love to see that. Alright, now we get our baby back. Now we get our baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. We get our baby back, 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 baby back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, remove the perpetual effects. Plus here.
This'll be easy.
Have fun recasting Rith. We get a redraw. We get another draw. Land for turn pass. Ground in the lock targeting Avacyn's Pilgrim. You know what? That is perfectly fine. They have their engine up. We have our engine up. They're drawing multiple cards a turn. This could go either way. Like, Marchesa being able to just, like, kill us over and over again is, in fact, a big problem, I was gonna say. Chandra's gonna disappear now from Marchesa. You hate to see that.
Off you go.
And Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Okay. We are officially getting buried. We can't keep up with this. Like, I can cast Fury. Oh my god.
I need this.
It's too big here. It's too big. How do we want to deal with this? We've currently got 10. That's enough to recast Rith. Like, kill Marchesa. Keep her off the board. Get a redraw up the beanstalk. And a draw off that. Alright, so that's 4 damage at Lily. Do they have it like a tails? And no, it's just 4 damage to a creature and make a power stone. And the power stones help pay for Marchesa. That's
my
part of
cue
it.
to leave.
That is absolutely a huge part of it. Okay. Like, if we can just, like, kill Marchesa and make it so that way they have to spend all their time doing this and that with Marchesa, it's fine. But the fact that Marchesa also just, like, gets bigger off of the Soul Cauldron. Yeah, I can't keep up with this. Marchesa's a strong commander. And there's Beastbinder too. Beastbinder's a really good one. Alright. Let's go ahead and try and thin our deck a little bit. Alright. Goldspan Dragon. We get the redraw, we get Terror of the Peaks, and I'm tapping out. We couldn't keep up! We couldn't keep up! Like, the Scrabbling Claws and the Agatha Soul Cauldron is just too much. It's just too much. If they didn't have that engine going, like if we managed to like dig deep enough to find more removal, then I think we would have overtaken them. But no. And the House Melted. Oh god, I keep forgetting the House Melted thing. Such a powerful card. Gotta make sure you get that fan going. If I just like go straight at it and get really sweat in the queue, I really get sweaty. Like we're talking, you know, absolutely drenched, soaked, pissing, shitting. John Aaronkist the Exile. 3/5. You are not boltable. Beginning of your instant draw card if your library has more cards than target opponent, otherwise each opponent mills 5. Now, are you trying to be a mill deck, or are you just like in love? Are you just like flirting with the idea of potentially being a mill? Opponent goes first. Cosmic Hunter. That much. Maybe I need to like not worry so much about the fight spells. Okay, you went with Choked Estuary. There's not a lot of like downside for you. I mean, I'm absolutely cracking. Ooh, Tyrant Scorn on Amazons. You know what? I'm fine with it. So now the rest of our hand is incredibly slow. We're just not going to be doing anything for a while. Demolition field. I don't think there's a world where I'm actively drawing into something. Burning Hands deals 2 damage to you, but it's just gonna
I'm looking for
plus.
new minions. Care to volunteer?
You know what? Drop.
I have no interest.
Let's
in
go
fighting.
ahead and start surveilling. Grab. Oh, gold dragon. Is that good enough? I don't think it is, weirdly enough. It kind of is, though. Let's see, what is this? The next dragon creature spell you cast. So then use this. Make sure we grab our shock. We can Burning Hands, hit Lily down to 4. Do that on the next turn. I also like the idea of just like burn her for 3.
Well, that's a missed opportunity.
Probably just drop the Burning Hands if she tries to discard us again. Dragon's Debut is going to reduce both Rith and Adult Cold. That's only like the one, so all they have to do is like hold up like Uno removal spell. Like, I mean, that's what I would do if I was them.
Too much.
Now, maybe they think that it's just like, hey, we're gonna go for... no, joke's on you. Because now what we can do... Oh, we can actually go for what? Orb of Dragon Kind into Goldspan Dragon. That's a thing that could happen. We can also just, like, play Rith. Send that at Lily. We get a free dragon out of the deal.
I was bored anyway.
Hey, you know what? We'll take an orb. Orb is a pretty good draw there. Just like get free creature, get to deal with a threat, get to enable our commander in a way that the opponent did not see coming. Or rather, they saw coming, but not exactly in the way as predicted. And hey, you know what? Ain't that just how life goes sometimes? Choose a non-land card from it, they discard that card. Honestly, I think you discard the Gold Dragon. The Gold Dragon goes so crazy here. Oh, nope, they're not going with the Gold Dragon. I mean, I guess Gold Span Dragon does, like, draw things out. Adolko Dragon gives us the life. This is the way. Blue-black can bounce the orb. We do have to worry about, like, you know, ye old River Rebuke. But now they're being asked to have a kill spell for any one of these dragons. That's 3 mana to kill a token. They're still taking 9 on the backswing. Yeah, you absolutely swing with John Aaronicus here. His name is my name too. Whenever I go out, people always shout there, cause John J. Okay, so like they're at 3 life. They need to have either a Reverse Rebuke to completely reset us. A Damnation also works here. But with Damnation, like we just go ahead, we replay Rith, we get the... You're not taking a swing at us. That's... Okay. Okay, so we managed to get that one. I'm trying to think. We just need to like make sure we're going faster. Have 80 creatures leave your graveyard over the course. Play 150 games of Brawl. I've got the veteran brawlers on watch here. Like surely the Carriata is doing A-OK on its own. Guess we. It's hard to say. We probably don't need the Swiftfoot boots. I don't think the Boros Charm is doing anything in particular. So this may just be go ahead and put in a couple more Land War Dorks. Kind of. Because there's something like really good and obvious that we're missing. Entirely possible. I don't think it's worth playing in a Veil of Summer. Just usually ends up being a dead card in the wrong matchups. I would like to have potentially. What do we have? A 2-mana that. Like we do have a Braid here. You could always go for something like a Razorgrass Ambush so that way you can fit more lands into a deck. I think at one point I was running the Heartflame Duelist. Chainsaw. 3 damage up to 1 target creature. Gets a rev counter and then just like gets big. Draconic Roar. Revel in Dragon. There's some good stuff. I'm trying to think. Already running the Method's Enthusiasm and the more Lightning Strike is playable. Maybe it is just like play the One Ring so that way you have some top end draw. Like the one you can just slap that into just about anything and it works, right? How do I feel about the Cosmic Hunt? I think it's still good if we have like our big creature out. And it is instant speed. Darker creature you don't control. Whenever you attack, creatures get 1/0 to, and then level up. You draw a card. The sorcery speed of that is. Maybe it's just like go ahead and get more mana dork in. Like what was our issue against the Marchesa deck? It was just not having like removal, you know? And Destructive Revelry does deal with some of those artifacts, but so does Brotherhood's End. Like Boros Charm is there partly because it does target planeswalkers and it is also board protection. Target creature you control deals damage to its power to target creature planes you don't control. It is also a that could potentially help with let's see. We have the Rip. You know what? I'll play a Stump Stomp as another fight spell. Does target creatures and planeswalkers. I think I am willing to take out the Cosmic Hunger for that. And then like any cool dragons that we were missing. Maybe some sort of low-cost dragon. Like we could potentially run Scaled Nerfer. Is that worth running just for the life? There is Timeless Dragon here for cycling. Spitter. We don't want to go like more on these dragons. I think we're already pretty fat and happy in the middle. Balefire's there. You could theoretically convince me on Event Mob. That is true. It's also entirely possible that maybe we're going this. Did we cut floor hold? We might have. Fifth of our deck is approximately cards that he can cast. There's also Unsteel Hellkite. Dragon Lord's Servant. Interesting. Like, that is a thing that helps us ramp without necessarily being a mana dork. But if we have, like, mana dorks, it's good if we try and multicast, though. What do we really... I don't know. I could be convinced to play, like, a Dragon Speaker Shaman. I think that's pretty okay. Try going for, like, your 1-mana creatures. It's like, maybe we do just play, like, a bamboo guy here. Yeah, because these red guys... they're not doing a whole... First turn's committed to the creature. It could be a Landward Elf. It could also be a bamboo guide. Elvish Mystic. Yoda Goose is like a one-time cash-in offer. It's probably just Kami of Bamboo Group. It doesn't ramp per se, but like, hey, it's a creature. Sometimes you sack it, it grabs like other land. And we're kind of lacking in other Birds of Paradise style mana dorks. Like, you know, we can try the Kami. It's also entirely possible that what we need to do is take out Farewell. Rely on Farewell too much as a safety net. Oh, that's right. You know, you just need to craft some of these commanders. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard, no, when you draw a card, zombies you control get 1/1 until end of turn. Pretty cool. Arcane Signet, Archaeomancer Brotherhood, and Opportunistic Dragon. You're a zombie, right? You're not a human? But you do a good impression of humans. Like, this is a really land light hand, but it has the potential to go up. Just need like one dedicated white source. And Arcane Signet is not a dedicated white source, not against Esper. We get Rith down. What are we looking at? Oh, the opponent's already in the first main phase. Opponent might not have realized that they are currently on the clock. Everyone's talking about who their first draft is, who their first draft pick is going to be. Personally, I'm a fan of good old dual land. Okay, you know what? Respectable. Player of Cultivation. I might just use that to cash in on the Anarchomancer. That is really tempting. I could try and get greedy with that and cast the Cultivation as is. I think in this economy, you just need to like cash in now while you can. We're gonna grab a white source for sure. And then what do we want to put into our mount? There we go. Now we can go Mountain, Signet, Sarkon. Also play the Opportunistic Dragon and like steal that Signet. Gives us some boots on the ground. We still have the option of playing into Rith on the next turn. Oh, we miss a land drop. I would love to attempt to abrade you. Because then I can go ahead, play the Signet. And then mana drain. Alright, so they get 2 mana. Do they have the third land to really like make that pop though? Like they can go ahead and play Temet, and that works out fine for them. They did have the third land. Okay, you know what? I'm game. This is Vigilance and Menace, and it's a zombie. I mean, if they didn't have the land, then like we were just gonna, you know, take it. Imagine they had been able to get all 4 of us, though. We're gonna have like 5 mana next. Like this. 5, go down to 2, go back up to 4. That plays well with the Opportunist Dragon. Alright. This is just pumping their zombies. That's not like making a zombie army. So we can actually go like Brotherhood. Oh, I would love Storm Breath Dragon. Alright, so now we're currently in a race. Ooh, it's whenever you draw a card, he gets pumped up to 5/5. Okay. You can almost kind of go Voltron with this guy if you really wanted to. Like, you don't have to go, you know, zombie thing. Just the fact that you have like a 6/6 that's coming in every turn for 5 mana, kind of a lot. Let's go. Let's see if we can dig a little deeper. Dig a little bit. You know what? I would gladly take Draconic Debut. I'm doing it for 5 just in case they have like any sort of instant speed draw effect. Now we have the Draconic Debut. We can go ahead. We can hasten the Storm Breath Dragon. Yeah, you know what? I'm A-okay with that. Exacxies. Got there. Woo. Excellent. Also, that would have been really bad if they were actually at like 5 life exactly, and I just skipped right... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't have fire breathing. Okay, you know what? Everything's okay. Oh, I still have the Arena of Glory too. Like, it didn't even matter that the Storm Breath Dragon was there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the Reverse Rebuke was probably like, what, the only thing they could have done, but then the Arena of Glory just, like, kind of negates all that. It's kind of interesting though. I'm on tech. It feels like it was designed for a go wide zombie deck, and you can definitely apply a lot of pressure that way. But I don't wonder if you don't just like want to play that as like a Voltron control commander. All right, we're going first. There is absolutely nothing we can do against Ketramos. Prismatic Vista grabs mountains. The only real recourse we have is to just try and race. Unfortunately, with Ketramos, they're gonna be kind of like Marchesa, where... Oh, Rhythm of the Wild, that is huge. I was gonna say, it's kind of like Marchesa, where they just have so much value that they're going to be able to outscale us easily. Rhythm of the Wild helps that out a lot. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Well... Destroy that immediately. Yep, it's the Vista. That's fine. We want to make the Anarchomancer bigger or faster. It's stronger too. It's the first member of the DK crew. I think we're going haste. I think this is absolute. Fury does nothing. Obliterating Bolt does nothing. We're gonna hold them for Planeswalkers. They absolutely. Speaking of, hey Kaya, target not only a permanent mana value 1 or less. Well, haste, my dude. All right, so that goes Kaya, that goes Face. We beat Kaya to death. Now we get a dragon. They're currently at 3 mana. 4 mana. Okay. They get to cast Ketramos. They get to attempt Swords to Plow action. Is it worth it to just like play Fury? I think it is actually. I think I'm playing Fury, giving it haste. Yep. 2 cards in. Let's see. There's only 2 cards in exile. Yeah, just play Fury as like a 3/3 double striker. Hey, that was too hot to handle. Oh god, the Rhythm of the Wild is just so good against control decks. Not just because you know, our creatures can't be countered, but very specifically because being able to give everything we have haste before they have a chance to remove it. God, stop Usurper. This card is. There's just like so many interactive cards that you can do with Ketramos. It's disgusting. Like if they get a chance to untap with Ketramos, ugh. Really kind of have to just like put it all on the track. Netherite, Apex of Death. This could be any number of things, but one of the most common versions of Netherite that I have seen is Soul Sisters, weirdly enough. So that ends up being the thing that works out good. Actually, that's actually really good because of the Shadow. Versus Incubator, Boneheart Dracosaur. I think this is worth holding on to. What we can do is we can go into the north into Urza Incubator. We're going to go into Urza Incubator. We're going to grab Mountain Forest. Yeah, very specifically Mountain Forest. Because the Temple Garden is already... It's green and white's kind of the worst part. Like, we need red. Elegant Parlor is kind of like red. And it means that we actually get to stay on tempo here. Green, white, just more red, green. We have so much green. Ever a bad thing. We already have white coming up, so... So yeah, now we go ahead, we play Incubator, we play Parlor. Deathroy is going to be a 5/5. Ghost Fire Slice does not deal with that. White the Reliquary. If we play the Boseiju, we can deal with white right away. And I would like to deal with white right away. And then we still have Cavernous Souls. Alright, that's Signet. I think that's a real card. Spirited Companion. Aberrati Rebels. Alright. I'm gonna get really greedy and play Revels now. Like, this could absolutely blow up in her face. They're playing Abzan. Malevolent Rumble. That's gonna dig it down into their deck. They have Toski. And gonna Lance. Toski coming back is a pro. But now we're in a position where we can... Oh, Ripples of Undeath. That's... I don't know that they're in a position to play Ripples. Well, not like in any meaningful sense. Like it is going to fill up their graveyard without any actual cost. Yeah, we just always cast Rith here. And we get to have 4 cards come into play. Grazer doesn't do anything, Delighted Halfling doesn't do a whole lot, but they are still bodies on the ground. And now that we have Dracosar out... Hell yeah! Oh, is this like Death and Taxes, Nethroy? I think it is. Fiend Artisan. Okay. They can mutate onto Thalia for 7 mana? Yeah, it's 7 mana. Okay, and Cavalier Thorns is a very real card, too. Deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. We have Rite of Oblivion, we have Timeless Witness. They're catching up really fast, and they have Clint. Okay. That is some big swing in tempo. Okay. Let's think about this for a second. Absolutely cast the Gadrick. I could have used the Delighted Halfling to cast that. The Fury, 4 damage to values you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. And then what? I think it goes like this. Go ahead, we get the copper ready again. The Cleansing Nova is like the worst part here, right? Because now they just like completely wipe us. You know what? Alright, we'll go ahead and do it like this, so that way we can just like get maximum damage out. Cause yeah, we are absolutely getting reset here. What are they grabbing? Are they grabbing their concealed? Spectacle of Destruction. Alright, yeah, that destroys all the creatures, but we can rebuild that relatively easily. Alright, Clifftop Lookout, that grabs a land off the top of their deck. They still have a ton of removal. And by a ton of removal, I really mean they have Rite of Oblivion? Elish Norn is... Where'd Elish Norn go? Okay, Nethroy. Mutate on top of the Clifftop Retreat. Fair enough. This is what? Deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon, including their face? You can bring back Tappy Boy. Or Cavalier? No, yeah, they chose to leave Cavalier. He's not in exile. Ah, there's an Elish Norn in there for sure. Yeah, there's absolutely an Elish Norn in there, which makes this really awkward. Hmm. Elia, Elish Norn, Fiendsmith, Light. Alright, there goes our bird. There goes our Cobra Ready Rebels. Nope. Yep. Okay, never mind. They had both. 7 damage directly to their face. If we have like one more point of power, I think we get it. Oh, wait, he has a lifelink too. Okay, so it's 7 damage. 7 damage directly back to their face. I mean, it makes everything smaller. Elish Norn's gone. Like, we're still in it, but they just have so much gas going for them right now. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and pick this up. They have enough to pay for the war cost on the Rite of Oblivion. They have a 16/16 and their 5/5 Nethroi card. Ugh. Disgusting. Like, the ripples gave them so much gas. I really underestimated the impact that card was going to have. And it was just kind of like abs and good stuff, but hey, you know what? That's perfectly fine. I understand. You go into arena, you're going to be getting some serious contenders. You need to make sure that you're properly juiced up. Oh, wait, damn. 10 o'clock. Okay, so I guess this is going to be the last game of the night then. I didn't even realize. I thought it was like 9:40 or something like that. Well, you know what? I've got a dentist appointment that I really, really need to make sure I don't oversleep for. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call it a night. If you're over on the YouTubes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time here. And we'll see you next Tuesday over here on the next one. Later.